transporter that was supposed to take the BMW back to MJF Engineering is a little bit late. So I thought I might as well just do a quick update video regarding the work that I've done on the car, plus what is the plan ahead. And I'm going to turn the camera over so that you can see the... And here it is next to the Focus, which is going for an MOT on Sunday. Hopefully everything will be all right with it. And you can see the replacement, which is sitting quite happily in there, and that had a cam belt replacement done a few days ago. Everything went well. I've already started to drive it and actually feels pretty good. Now back onto the BMW. And you can see here it's sitting a little bit weirdly. That's because the suspension hasn't settled after the engine has gone back in. And you can see here that nothing, absolutely nothing has been done on the exterior. In fact, it does really need a damn good wash. Here some parts that will go to MJF Engineering, which will have the ECU, the air filter and so on. And here it is, the interior. I'm going to pop the bonnet first so that I can show you what have I done. And it was a bit of a nightmare to put the bonnet back in, and here it is. So this is a M10B18 engine that came from a 1980s BMW E12, so basically a 318i, and there is quite a lot of work that needs to be done by the BMW specialist. It was quite hard work. I have fitted all this, the engine and all the ancillaries, yesterday. Unfortunately, due to some personal circumstances, I got quite delayed, but I managed to fit everything. Radiator in place. That is the old radiator which has been recorded last year. It has all new coolant hoses. Fitted all of the automatic gearbox pipes in, and you can see there's all this cable which personally, I have no idea how to plug everything back in, but Mark McClellan from MJF Engineering, he said he will sort me out. He will manage to adapt the wire loom from this engine back onto the car. The old wire loom is in there, and I managed to fit everything back in. Here are the old servos. As you've seen on the previous updates and videos, I did put replacement Lockheed servos, but no matter how hard I tried, they just simply did not work. So I've went, cleaned them up and put the older ATE ones back in. It was a little bit of a pain to fit everything back, but it's all good now. No brake fluid in as yet because, well, I just simply haven't had the time. So yeah, I've bought this engine. It was only 10 minutes away from my house. There was a chap that had a 1971 1602. Then he bought that car already with this engine in it. But he wanted a little bit more power, so he took this engine out and put an M44 with a massive supercharger. It has 210 horsepower, which I think it's absolutely mad with a car that is just featherweight. But it's awesome tuning that he did, and he didn't need this engine anymore, so he put it for sale. I got it for less than £300, and which I think it was much better because it will be so much cheaper compared to rebuilding the older unit. This engine already came with all the ancillaries, all the pipes, all the cabling, which Mark will then adapt everything. So it has still the alternator which from this engine, and then I have to do some adaptations. First, the pulley that this engine had was the single one. So because my car has a power steering, which is very rare for a four-cylinder option, I have to take the pulley, the crankshaft pulley from the old engine and put on this one because it has more veins or ways or channels or whatever you call it. But after putting everything back on, I couldn't find the aircon, actually the power steering pulley, And luckily I found everything. I found the new belt after I had everything put back in. Great. Anyway, so I had to adapt that, plus I had to put also a new fan pulley as well, because the old one was the ones from the 30, they use a viscous fan coupling, which is different than this one. So I had to put actually the water pump from the old unit and put it back in. The good thing is that these two engines, the M10s engines, they do share a lot of parts, so a lot of things are interchangeable. Other things were also the engine mounts. They were put back in, but then I did struggle a little bit with some of the throttle linkage. But then Mark is going to sort that out, because my car was a twin carb before. It had a completely different throttle linkage, which was rod operated. And I know from the E30s, everything is cable operated. So he will have to find a way, I'm sure he knows, because you see, there's nothing connected in there. He will be able to adapt to the current car throttle linkage to the new one. He will know all the things that needed to be adapted. So just to give the engine a quick clean and so on, everything degreased and so on. I did try, but ran out of time to clean up completely the engine bay, but unfortunately I just simply run out of time. Just so many personal circumstances that just pushed me back, but unfortunately that is life. So I did degreased everything. I put some rust treatment here on the just some of the rust surfaces. But yeah, that's it. There's nothing really much going on. Quick tidy up, and that was it. Painted this in black. This is a Kuros, which is a rust treatment. And the battery, I just remembered, it needs to be charged. Anyway, but I did find a few other issues. For example, these sealants, they are completely gone. These rubber sealants also just completely rotted away. Anyway, unfortunately, that's how it is. And the old engine is actually right here. There you go. It fits perfectly in the boot with all the ancillaries, the intake, actually this exhaust, this is the manifold from the E30, which obviously I had to swap it over to the current one because it has a different ball pattern. The old air filter box. And what else? And that's pretty much it. And then, unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to fit other parts. Oh, it was a manual, the E30. Some people did say, oh, why don't you convert it to manual? I'll do that. If I was going to do the manual conversion, it will take me even far longer to do it. Plus, I had to change the prop shaft and the differential, one with a shorter ratio, and finding parts for that wouldn't be. And I was also meant to put a new speedo cable, which took 3 weeks to arrive from Germany, and it arrived today. Too late for me to fit, but I'll put it back in at another time. So yeah, so here it is. Here's, if you haven't watched the seen the interior of the BMW, here it is. Oh, I took the glove box off because because this car is going to be fuel injection. I've put I've fed through the loom through there, put some sealant and so on, and this is where the ECU is going to be plugged in. So I just leave it like that so that Mark can sort it out. Yeah, plenty of things. Oh, I've done a thing. Hello. I've put rear mirror from an E28 because the other one was way too big. And apart from having the engine up and running, oh, and Mark is also going to fit a electric fuel pump because it does need. I'm going to replace those seat belts. This has this nasty old some inertia ones from a classic car shop, which I think it's going to add better protection into sort of these. These are, I just hate to use them. But yeah, I think that's it. Not much else going on, and here it is. Well, this is the current update for the car. Once Mark has it back up and running, then the plan is to do the last few jobs that needed to be done just to get this car roadworthy, and then hopefully I'll be able to take it done properly, and then just take it from there, and hopefully I'll be able to use this car at the Russellville, which is on the 28th of September. So until then, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.